everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 716. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
And I am Mako-chan.
Apologies for the pre-show intro. I kind of, I got slightly sidetracked, which is why you didn't see the pre commercials and stuff. So my apologies on that. Also, Ari is off tonight. He's got the midday shift, so that's why. And I want to say hi to Riley 1987. Sup, right back at you. Serenity says Pokopia is time consuming and she loves it. Well, I think Mako-chan would tip her hat towards that.
Yes, I am purposely taking time to go through everything. Just because I don't want to get sucked in, but I did spend most of Saturday playing Pokopia.
Oh, jeez.
But it's like to actually get into like full end game. You've got, I think, 5 different levels, 5 different areas, or 4 different areas that you have to get to like level 5.
Jesus.
So all of the Pokemon that are there have to be happy. You have to have certain, set criteria finished. And then when all of that is done, like that is full end game.
Is Animal Crossing like that too? Is Animal Crossing like that as well?
Not to the same extent.
Oh, okay.
There is a level thing, and you do open up more stuff.
Oh, okay.
As your level increases. But like this is when Pokopia becomes more like Animal Crossing.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
So there isn't like the main game is then done, so you're just left with the cozy aspect of it once all of that's done.
Yeah,
but
that's
it
pretty
still
cool.
takes forever to get to that just plain cozy aspect of the game.
I mean, I can't sit here and poke fun at you for spending an entire day playing Pokopia, because I remember there was this one third-person shooter, Outriders, that Square Enix put out. I think I played it the entire weekend and finished it because I thought it was that good it was an awesome game. But the fact that I finished that whole weekend shows how short the game is. So, there's probably a couple of other titles where I've sat there and spent the entire Saturday playing or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I also just sit there and do nothing but play the game.
Yes, you also imbibe as well.
Well, not even that. Like, Saturday I got up early. I went to the mall.
Wait, we didn't get to that part yet. Save that part.
Well, I'm just
Okay.
saying it wasn't just what I did on Saturday.
I know. But to be fair, we do work 40 hours a week, so we are entitled to sit on our tuchus and play a video game all damn day if we want to.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, let me flip to my notes here. There we go. We are live the week of April 21st, 2026, right here on Twitch TV. We're live Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And before I continue, I just want to know, Mako-chan, how are you doing tonight?
I am tired as hell.
I am slightly irate due to something that happened before the show. And I think I'm more irate about the fact that this person put me in an irate mood where I couldn't even finish my dinner. I had to just sit there and just type stuff out, but neither here nor there. But other than that, I'm okay. So let's get back to the show at hand here. You'll always find us at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks network at vognetwork.com. And you can always check them on Twitch at Twitch TV/VogNetwork. Kick things off Sundays at 8 p.m. with the Bobby Blackwolf Show at 8. followed by OLR2DX at 9. And then we wrap up the show, the network, Tuesdays at 9 with our show at Anime Jam Session. And please come hang out in our Discord, vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show as a part of Voice of Geeks Network has a channel, so come through and hang out. And we're probably one of the few Discords that have basically an all-time 24/7 365 indoor pool. So come hang out. The water is just fine. Okay, now that we got that out the way and moving right along, now we'll ask Mako-chan how was her weekend day. So, Mako-chan, how was your weekend day?
Not bad.
Hmm?
I ordered some stuff offline, so had to go to the mall to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it was cheaper to have it sent to the store and me drive to the mall to grab it
Yeah.
than to ship it to my house. Not to mention, I had a gift card for Cheesecake Factory.
Mm.
I went to the mall, did a little bit of shopping, went and got sushi, and it was my first time at Kura Sushi. And I say, while expensive, I expected it, but I'm assuming because it was attached to the mall, there were just a bunch of teens being loud and obnoxious. Enough that they ended up taking over 2 tables and were fighting with each other because they were sitting next to each other over, the food coming off of the conveyor belt. But yeah, and then I went and got 2 slices of cheesecake. I think it's horrible that my gift card from work was for $25 and that got me slices of cheesecake. But yeah, then I came home and played Pacopia.
Oh, man.
And then Sunday, when I finally rolled out of bed, I played Yakuza. So this weekend was very much video games.
So my weekend was slightly different. It was video games, laundry, and wrestling. Yes. Actually, no video games at all. It was me editing photos, and I am down to Zenkai Sunday, and I am planning to edit those and get the rest of those out. I did laundry so I could be ready for Castle Point this weekend. I always do laundry every 2 weeks. The only time I do laundry back to back, if there is a convention coming up on the week I do laundry. Instead of waiting until after, I do it ahead. That way I can walk out of my house with a clean, with everything washed and clean, and I ain't got to worry about running out of unmentionables. So, yes, I also watched WrestleMania. I mean, honestly, it was okay for the most part. I didn't like that CM Punk dropped the belt to Reigns, but we will see how that plays out. So, I thought it was pretty decent overall, but it is what it is. So, personally, I love that Rhea Ripley became the new women's champ, because I can't stand Jade Cargill, but there's a bunch of wrestlers I don't like, but that's neither here nor there. So that's all that is. I got stuff for Castle Point. Like, I have a couple of people I bought stuff for in Japan. I'm finally going to get a chance to see them because they don't go to as many conventions as I do. So, I'm going to take care of that, So I also got a new speed light, for my camera. I'm going to test that out and see how that works. To answer Bonzo6's question, if I'm a Rhea Ripley stan, no, I am not. In the beginning, I absolutely hated Rhea Ripley. And the reason why I hate her is the same reason why I hate the 3D Zeldas and other things. Overhyped as fuck. If it's something is very overhyped to me, I immediately hate it. It takes time for me to give it a chance. I gave the Zeldas a chance. Didn't like it. Not a fan of it. As I continue to watch wrestling, I saw more about Rhea Ripley and what she's about. Excuse me. I like her. I like her as a wrestler. She's good people's. Plus the fact that with all of the wrestling sites and stuff. You see like behind the scenes videos of the wrestlers, how they are, and I got a better insight. I don't simp for her, but I do understand why people do. I think she's a good person. I'd get her autograph, seriously. So, And that's basically been our weekend day. So now we are going to get into some housekeeping notes here. Let me go ahead and take care of that. Wonderful. To let you know, episodes of our podcast, Anime Jam Session, are available on our YouTube page in the video format. They are available Thursdays at 12 noon, so definitely check those out. Eventually, I may start adding them to Spotify. We'll just see how things go. Our next convention is this weekend, Castle Point Anime Con, April 25th and the 26th at the Meadowlands Expo Center. I expect it to be full. I expect it to be a lot of idol cosplayers, a lot of idol groups, because they actually got a couple of idol guests, which is probably why we didn't get press for the con this year. There's probably so many sites that probably submitted for press for that, which I totally get. I understand that completely. So just so you know, there will be coverage from us. We will have a report, so you ain't got to worry about that. So enjoy. We'll tell you all about it next week for the most part. So let's see, and I think that is it. All right, so get into some house. We want to kick things over to our first article. You want to go first, or shall I go first?
It doesn't really matter.
Okay, I will kick things off with our first story of the night about more actors for the live-action Gundam film. Man, we're getting a live-action Gundam film before GTA 6. Hell, we're getting a Gundam film before the frigging Ava film. So Netflix just announced more people are joining the cast for the live-action Gundam film, which production has begun in Queensland, Australia, a while back. The people that are attached to this is Sydney Sweeney, Noah Centineo, Jason Isaacs, Jackson White, Javon Walton, Michael Mando, Gemma Chuatran, Shioli Katsuna, Nonzo Anozi, Ida Brooke, and Alexander Urinsky. Now, the story that they're putting behind for this this is how Netflix is describing the story. The forthcoming live-action adventure movie will bring the defining mech franchise to life with an original story that follows rival mech pilots fighting on opposite sides of a decades-long war between Earth and its space former colonies. I'm sorry, that's not an original story. Have these people watched Gundam?
Well, it is an original story in the Gundam universe.
Right. But I'm just saying the way they have it going back and forth, it's like, are we talking Gundam X? Are we talking War in a Pocket? Are we talking Wing? Because it's like Earth versus space former colonies.
Yeah. That is nothing new.
I know.
I do like that they have confirmed that it is going to be an original story.
Well, I am all for that. As shifting allegiances and a growing threat set them on a collision course for one another, as the earlier descriptor of the film, they're pulled into a high-stakes race across the stars that could define the fate of humanity. With awe-inspiring battles, intimate human emotion, and epic cinematic scale, this is Gundam like it's been seen before. And this thing better be at least 2 hours, 10 minutes minimum. Minimum. Netflix is going to distribute the film, as we've mentioned. Let's see, what else do we have here? Bandai Namco Holdings established a wholly owned subsidiary, and its subsidiary's goal is to expand foreign licensing business and brand management ahead of the live-action film. This is a joint investment between Bandai Namco Filmworks and Legendary Pictures. And this has been basically going on since November 2021 when Netflix had announced it would stream an earlier project of this worldwide with concept art, and then they got Jim Mickle to write and direct the film. So I think that's pretty good. Let's see. Napton and Sunrise executive expert for film production Ken Iidomi revealed the talk at Project Anime Industry presentation in March of 2019 that Gundam Unicorn's cameo in Pacific Rim Uprising helped create the relationships between Sunrise and Legendary Pictures. I did not see the second film, so I totally missed that. Iidomi said that although contacting the right people for the deal was difficult, the CEO of Sunrise was very easy to convince. Another factor that made the negotiations easier was that Legendary had less people, so decisions could be made quicker. Well, that's good. You want to cut out as much red tape as possible. Boiter appeared with Bandai Namco Holdings president and representative Mitsuaki Taguchi at AX in 2018 to announce the adaptation. Robert Napton, former Bandai Entertainment Director of Marketing and Legendary Comics' current SVP of Publishing, moderated the panel segment about the live-action film project. Okay. The Gundam franchise's new work unveiling event in April 2018 had listed a tentative titled Mobile Suit Gundam UC2, better known as Kido Senshi Gundam UC2 project, that would have had an overseas drama format. The listing said that the project takes place in UC0104 and will launch in 2022. After showing the listing in April of 2018, the Sunrise Studio MC and one of the event guests, Gundam Unicorn novelist Harutoshi Fukui, quickly told the audience to pretend you didn't see that visual. Whoops. All right, that's pretty cool. This will be one of the times where if I've always defended Netflix when it comes to their adaptations, because a lot of them are done by other studios where Netflix gets exclusives to, and sometimes those exclusives are good and sometimes they're bad and they're ready to blame Netflix. But a lot of times you got to be like, no, it was the studio. Netflix just bought the rights. In this case, Netflix has their full hands on it, so we're going to be watching them closely to see how they do this. So I just personally think that the story could be trash, but everybody will give the movie an automatic pass if the Gundam designs are perfect as they are. What's your thoughts?
I think there are so many beginning mecha type series that are out there now, that are live action, that I don't think they will have an issue, at least I hope they won't have an issue with the visuals. But I mean, they could have the best visuals, they could have, the perfect Gundams, but if it's not a really good story, I'm not going to be into it.
I get you, but I will say this. If it comes out from people that it's going to be terrible, or they said it was bad, I'm still going to go see it. This is something that I said on OLR2DX either Sunday or last Sunday, that if there's an adaptation, like anime to movie or something like that, I will watch it. It might not be in my wheelbarrow. It might not be something I like, but I'm going to show support, because if it turns out good, we may end up getting a couple of more things out of that. Because god damn it, I want my Alita Battle Angel 2 movie. Good.
I'm not saying I'm not going to go see it. I'm definitely going to go see it.
Oh, I know.
Just
Yeah.
on how much extra I end up putting into purchases.
Right. I have this feeling that we will get original Gundam designs and kits out of this.
Oh, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all if the kits are already being created. I mean, they've got kits for every mention of Gundam that are out there, including the McDonald's tie-in bull crap.
Yeah.
There is McDonald's mecha, and there are kits for it.
I think there is Hatsune Miku as a Gundam and as a pilot as well, so.
Yes. I don't know if that one is an actual kit. I think that one might just be a figure,
Yeah,
though.
I think it's just an Android figure. Yeah.
But yeah, no, they will make money off of Gundam. People will want the kits. People will want the product, even if the product sucks. Merch is not an issue with Gundam.
No, it is not. All right. Our next story here regards an adult publishing company, and they are going to address issues here regarding stuff they need to be on time on their toes about, especially when it comes to the financial things. Take it away, Mako.
Yeah. Well, before I get into that
Mhm.
first, I just want to mention what is on my screen right
Oh,
now.
right. I completely forgot.
Um,
This whole
we
thing that got me started earlier tonight kind of threw me off, so my apologies.
Yeah, so I know that we talked about the Tenchi Muyo Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
This was for the American Omnibus that came out. So I just was showing off my copy, which is the full 6 volume omnibus. And then they did raise enough money to do an addendum, which is basically just a mini art book of some of the non marked up pages from the various comics. Uh, so covers that don't have any markings on them, um, uh, front and back pages that were just detailed drawings. That's what's in the addendum. And it does give a copy of the original artwork and then the colored in artwork as well. And then I did have to add on to mine a bookmark, which is Tenchi Ken
Mm.
or Sword Tenchi. Um, but yeah, so all of that as of the beginning of April, I think they said that 90% of it had already been sent out. So by now, if you have not gotten it and you went through the Kickstarter, um, definitely contact them. And also remember that all of the physical media came with PDFs, and your PDFs, don't forget to grab them as well.
I forgot to grab my PDF, so I might have to steal yours or get a copy
No,
from you.
you can go onto it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you did get it and don't remember how to get into it, basically you have to go into the backer kit.
Oh, okay.
And then in the backer kit, you go into the Tenchi Muyo thing itself, and that is where you'll be able to pull up the electronic stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's not just for the main book, but also for the addendums. You get a PDF of both of those.
I thought the addendum was really cool.
It definitely is. I love the art. I love the colors that they went with some of it. Um, but yeah, I love a good art book. But yeah, now back onto the actual article. We have previously discussed this before. Basically, Faku,
Mm-hmm.
which is an adult manga publisher, they were having issues with payment methods. So the founder and CEO finally announced this past Saturday that they're looking into adding more payment methods for users in the ongoing problem with payment processors. It's investigating implementing crypto, prepaid cards, and a dedicated point system. The platform is also going to be reinstating comments and reviews on the website in a limited form, which they had shut off because of this issue. The company also gave a statement on the quote unquote broader industry trend of online platforms encountering difficulties with payment processors and restrictions due to controversial content. They revealed a longtime payment process partner terminated the company's account without warning a few weeks before Christmas. The company
Mm.
cited a quote, a fundamental misunderstanding of what anime and manga actually are, unquote, as well as new AI compliance systems as the cause. The company added in the cases where issues have derived from a misunderstanding of what manga, anime, and hentai are, it is working to educate those companies and payment processors that it works with on the specifics of Japanese media in our industry and how they relate to Faku. Faku confirmed its belief in freedom of speech, stating it believes all anime, manga, and hentai are a protected form of speech, regardless of whether they are available on the platform or any other platform. Also stated never impose censorship on any creator we work with, and asks for readers to support organizations like the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. Manga Planet closed its digital platform on March 31st, 2026, due to various circumstances like recent restrictions from payment processors and the changing online landscape. They ended up shifting focus to print releases and imprints. So, yeah, there are quite a few sites that this has happened to, including Nico Nico,
Mm-hmm.
Melon Books, DL site, which also disallows American Express, Manga Library Z, Fanza, and a bunch more. So this is definitely an issue. The fact that it took them this long before they actually released something publicly on what was going on is an issue in itself. Um, but yeah, it's just it goes to show you how strict Japan
Yep.
is with, porn. And we do, we always make jokes about, hentai and various things, but this does go back to, you know, part of the issue being the nuance of the art styles in some of it. The fact that you have to have a warning stating that everybody in the manga or everybody in the anime is 18 plus
Mm-hmm.
because they're not drawn that way. Um, so I can understand both sides of it, but at the same time, that's just art.
Yeah, there is a certain website that I frequent from time to time. They have the same similar issues with, for if you have a membership to the site, they had to take things down and change things around in order for them to continue taking payment. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is something to think about. Because again, this is mainly an issue in Japan. Basically, as long as you can pay for it in the States, they don't really give too much of a crap.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as long as you are of age and whatever you are looking at is of age. But again, I can understand where that's coming from, not wanting to be seen as participating in certain things. But then you do have to open up other payment methods. So whether that is some sort of prepaid card and you're paying for the card, you're paying for the time to use it, whatever,
Well,
some something's got to give.
you know how here on Twitch you can buy bits.
Hmm.
There are some sites where you can buy tokens and set amounts, and it shows up on your credit card statement as this site or that site, and you can use these tokens for whatever. Maybe that's what they should do. Like, got these if you want to get these subscriptions, or you want to buy these books or whatever, you buy $50 worth of tokens, and and each token is worth $1. So 10 tokens for this, 15 tokens for that. It's like a gift card type setup of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
That works. I mean, that's the easiest thing to kind of scapegoat under, unless the billing companies actually investigate who's buying their stuff, and most of the time, billing companies don't care.
Well, I mean,
when it's like that, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You also have to figure, something with if it's an app. If it's an app, then can there be a system like Google Play, where you pay money for Google Play, and then that money that's in your Google Play account can be used for whatever the hell you want to.
Mm-hmm.
That's to Google Play. So, I mean, something like that could also be a workaround.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, unfortunately, there is nothing, out there right now. So it's a matter of trying to work around.
Yeah. Now we're going to talk about something. Wait, hold on here. Bonzable says, it's like going to the arcade and having to convert cash to credit. Hated it for this site, but I will let that slide. Yeah. I completely understand where you're coming from, friend. Completely. And now we move on to our next story, where we talk about MediaOCD. And this is something that I had to pay a little bit more attention to, because I kind of got burned by Amazon over this, and I'll tell you about that in a sec. So, MediaOCD announced last week that a new round of titles is coming to their store as part of the Discotek Deep Dives initiative. They have these titles up for pre-order: the live-action Fatal Frame, Little Nemo Adventures in Slumberland, Robot Carnival in standard and 4K, Urusei Yatsura movies, Only You, Lambda Forever, Remember My Love, The Final Chapter, Always My Darling, the OAV collection as well. We'll have Metabots Season 1 and Metabots Spirit Season 2. Those will be in Japanese with English subtitles. Metabots Seasons 1, 2, and 3 in English. We also have Overman King Gainer, Black Rock Shooter, Kamen Rider Black, Handmaid May, Ghost Stories, Devilman Lady, Space Adventure Cobra the movie in standard edition, live action Gogol 13, Bakuretsu Hunters, Bobo Bo 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 Bo, Great Monzinger, and Reborn Volume 1. MediaOCD has said that Metabots Season 2 in English are limited. They also announced in January that it started to carry Discotek Media's entire back catalog to what is available through this initiative. They will add 20 to 30 titles monthly for its pre-order, prioritizing titles that are getting hard to find. Now, here's the thing. One of my favorite series when I watched getting into anime was Handmaid May. I ordered the box set when I had the chance. They only sent me volume 1, or I ordered volume 1, and so they had the box set. I know I sent the volume back and got the box set, so I probably paid the difference. And I watched it once or twice, and it's in storage. I discovered that there is a Blu-ray release, which is basically just all of the episodes on like on 1 or 2 discs, which is good enough for me. And it was on sale for like $26, so I said, F it, and ordered it. Problem. The week that I ordered it was the same week me, Mako, and Cinnamite went to the Dream Asia Food Festival. And somehow in Amazon's infinite wisdom had that Blu-ray shipped to the hotel. Now, I found out that it was delivered on Sunday. I didn't think twice till about Wednesday to call the hotel to see if it was still there, because I was going to take a trip out there to pick it up and come back. They had already sent it back because they cross-reference packages with who is staying in the hotel. The funny thing is, I didn't know that it was going to get there until I checked Monday to find out it arrived on Sunday, because Amazon said estimated delivery was Sunday and it came through the postal service. Go fig. So now I have to wait for pre-orders to go up through MediaOCD to grab another copy. So because it's completely sold out on Amazon. So this time I am not missing that.
Hmm.
I mean, there are some box sets I have on DVD, and some of them I will go out and get the Blu-ray equivalent for, like Ranma One Half or Sailor Moon, since it comes with both. There's other series I will get Blu-ray because either I'm missing a volume in the DVD or I just want both. Sometimes I'm like that. So Handmade May is definitely one of those, especially at a price of like $35. That's definitely not bad compared to like I think the 70 I paid for the box set. Like I think back in 2006 or 2007. Next up, Square Enix is actually using AI as a force of good. And this is something that we've kind of discussed on this show here and there. So Mako-chan will go into a little bit more details about that.
Yeah, so Square Enix and Mantra are setting out to eliminate thousands of hours of labor from the manga publishing process. Um, they have officially announced their latest AI tool, which is Mantra Engine. This new tool is designed to help reduce the time required to pin down typeset specifications, font size, style, and placement for each character in any given manga by automating the process almost entirely. Mantra Engine was developed by Mantra's existing AI translation tool set and could potentially reduce the vast majority of the 3,000 hours that Square Enix reports its editors spend on typesetting specifications for Japanese manga titles each year. Notably, Mantra Engine does not scrape or collect any data or images for further training, nor does it generate any text beyond what is already in completed manuscripts. Square Enix executive Katsuyoshi Matsura, Matsura, opened up about Mantra Engine, stating this tool was developed to optimize the workload of editors by combining the ideas of editors on the front lines with our company's AI expertise, cultivated over more than 10 years in the digital entertainment sector, as well as Mantra's technology. Our goal is not merely to improve efficiency, but to create an environment where editors can focus more on their core duties, which is supporting authors' creative activities by having AI handle routine tasks. Although Square Enix is best known for video game publishing, the industry titan has also been a major player in the world of manga for decades. The majority of Square Enix's manga publications are released via monthly Shonen Gangan, which is best known as the original home of Full Metal Alchemist. The publisher also releases a plethora of titles through the Japanese-only Gangan Online, and the recently launched global digital platform Manga Up. Square Enix invested in Mantra back in 2024. Since then, Mantra has worked to build the Mantra engine on its existing AI translation platform and is currently testing the new tool alongside Square Enix. Per an official statement from Mantra, we will conduct thorough testing and improvements within Square Enix to enhance usability and improve operational efficiency. And in the future, we will aim to provide products to the entire manga industry.
I think that's kind of cool. I mean, it's a positive way that they're using AI. You know.
It is definitely a positive way. I know from at least the translation aspect
Mm-hmm.
of having to take the English version of whatever is in the little bubble and trying to get, the typeset down, the
Yes.
size. I know that that is a pain in the butt. So if this works for the Japanese side of things, to get everything into the bubbles without having to have people go in constantly and make adjustments here and there. It will definitely help once those things are translated, and having to fit all of that again into whatever little bubble the person that drew the
Mm-hmm.
picture happened to have left. So yes, it definitely is a positive aspect of it. I think we will see, once it is implemented, um, if it's helping people or if it's getting rid of people by
Honest.
taking those people's jobs. It really
Mhm.
depends because, Japan is, we know how Japan is with their
Mhm.
mangaka, and how many people really work on one manga and how long it takes. So, if you've got two people that are editing one manga and the company is forcing them to work 60, 70, 80 hours just to get it out, and they start burning out, to have AI take, that same amount of time and let them have a normal 9 to 5 kind of thing,
Mhm.
as long as they're being paid the same amount, I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, because that's basically typesetting, and I know there are a lot of companies that have like just specialized typesetters just for that. I feel that with AI, and it just drops it down. Just the typesetter is just going to go over and just be like, okay, this is good, this is good, this is good. Like, yeah, it'll free up their resources. They can work on maybe a couple of more series and not feel as burnt out, or they can still work on that one series with less amount of hours putting into it. So it's a win-win if you ask me.
Yeah, again, it's all going to depend
Mm-hmm.
on how it's implemented, how it's done, and whether or not it ends up screwing everybody over or not. And we can hope that they are not being assholes about it and that they are on the up and up and all of that. But only time will tell with that.
Mm-hmm. And once we see and hear changes, you'll be we will let you know. Now, speaking of AI here or there, stuff like that, as you know, it's been like a legal thing back and forth in various countries and so forth. And I know recently Japan said something with the government about about AI, so which was a good thing. And the reason why I bring this up is because something good is happening with the Supreme Court of Korea. They're producing webtoon animations about the legal system, which I think is kind of cool. I mean, I think some of us older fans grew up with, seeing stuff like I'm Just a Bill or Conjunction Junction, things like that. One to grow on, and, the more you know. It kind of falls under something like that. And I think that's kind of cool. That, and I'll tell you this now. If schools use more mangas and novels and stuff like that to tell history or educate and stuff like that, I would probably think grades would probably be a little bit higher. I know people who actually learn a good chunk of history through Hitalia. But anyway, we're going to talk about the Supreme Court of Korea. They announced on Monday that the production of new legal educational content, including a webtoon, a moving webtoon, and animated videos for the general public and students, which is cool. The webtoon project, titled 3 Day Survival with Solomon, is part of a legal education series and consists of 6 episodes in both webtoon and motion comic form. The story follows a judge who falls into a coma due to overwork and is given 3 days to save 5 people using legal precedents. Nice. Separately, an animated series titled Trial Stories with Charlie has been created for elementary school students. The series features a character who teaches children about the origins and principles of the legal system while helping resolve cases. The webtoon and motion comic episodes are scheduled to be released between now and May on the Supreme Court of Korea's official YouTube channel, while the animated videos have already been published and will be distributed to elementary schools nationwide for educational use. And that's kind of cool. And if you want to check out these videos, this stuff, you can go to youtube.com/@ symbol Escort Korea, SCOURTKOREA. But then again, if you're like me and you got Netflix and you watch like Korean law and criminal shows and Japanese law and criminal shows, you already got a crash course in that. Makes you think twice about breaking the law when you leave this country. And finally, to wrap up our normal news, Mako-chan's going to tell us about Haikyu, which is basically, for some people, it's the Gundam wing of sports, and some will argue that Prince of Tennis is the Gundam wing of sports.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about it. A lot of ladies I know are into Gundam Wing, not because of the anime itself, but are brave teenage pilots.
I plead the fifth.
Oh, Mako-chan.
I plead the fifth on those brave teenage pilots. Sorry. Anyway.
Zex heard you.
Well, Zex can hear me. He's an adult at least.
God.
Yeah, anyway. Haikyu on the Court is the name of this event that is coming to Tokyo and Osaka. And yes, that does mean that the boys of Haikyu are going to get new illustrations and merch for this celebration. But it is not just a nod to the source material. Because fans will actually get to step onto the volleyball court and experience what it is like to play with and against the series cast of characters. So the experience portion of the event is divided into 3 sections, with the most artistic being the synchro court, which uses lights to recreate the position of the ball, and players in 3 different in-series game scenarios featuring the protagonist Shoyo Hinata and teammate Tobio Kagayama. By seeing the action unfold from various positions, including the opposing player's side of the court, you can get a feel for the speed and precision of the pair's coordinated play that carries their team to victory. So basically, you will be standing on a volleyball court, or I should say half of a volleyball court. There are colored globes, light globes, that are going to be scattered across it. And the globes are going to glow in where the position of the ball is. So you will see the glow go from one side of the court to the other side of the court, the speed in which it does go. And then there are going to be little indicators on the court itself of where a person happens to be standing while this is happening. And for anybody that has actually watched volleyball by semi-professionals or the pros from the Olympics, that ball is moving back and forth on the court very, very fast. The event will also have sections where you can test your spiking, blocking, and receiving skills versus other characters from the series. In this, you are basically in a virtual court up against your own opponent, whether that is serving, blocking, spiking, all of that stuff. So you're going to be basically on your own in a little booth with, all of this happening with virtual kind of stuff. But the adult admission is going to be 2,000 yen, which is $13.
That's not bad.
But if you really want to get into the spirit of stepping on the court, the premium ticket is going to be 4,700 yen, which gets you a choice of uniform design bib, a mesh tank to be worn over a t-shirt, recreating the jerseys for the various high school volleyball teams, as well as, your various, again, add-on anime and probably acrylic pieces and poses and all of that stuff. So this is going to be happening in Osaka from June 27th to August 2nd, and then heading to Tokyo from August 7th to September 13th.
I know my younger sister, if she had the money to go to Japan, oh, she would so do this.
I mean, it's definitely a different type of experience. Again, we all talk about, AI and crap like that.
Yeah.
This is the type of AI that we want more of.
That
The
is true.
interactive stuff that is playing off of your position and the way that you are moving, that allows you to then participate with these characters that you normally wouldn't be able to participate with. And that's all done by positioning with AI.
And I am about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was one file I forgot to open. Let me pull it up real quick. There we go. Let's see. Now that we got that out the way, we're gonna get into the part of the show. Let's see. Here we go. Part of the show that y'all really like to stick around and hang out for and see if Mako-chan can crack my skull wide open. It's Meanwhile in Japan. And let's see, what do we have here? Is there one you got your eye on?
Not really.
Okay.
So if you want to pick one, I will pick one of the other ones.
All right. You know what? I'll go with the first one because I actually saw something about that before, All
right. Then I'm going to take the last one.
Okay. So we're going to talk about the police in Japan are warning of scam artists posing as cops to collect fines for breaking new bike rules. Well, now. Bike riding has been largely unregulated in Japan for several decades, but big changes came at the start of the month with the introduction of the blue ticket system, better known as Oikipu. This new legal framework brings bike riding closer to driving a car. While cyclists don't need a license, they will not have to pay a fine for violating rules of the road. As recently discussed, we've probably discussed a couple of things about this in a Meanwhile in Japan segment about bike riders running red lights, using cell phones or umbrellas, or biking against the flow of traffic. Now, doing all of that now carries potential fines up to 12,000 yen, which is $77, and failure to pay can result in criminal charges and a mandated court appearance. But with the public still getting accustomed to the new rules, there's also ample opportunity for scam artists to prey on apprehensive cyclists, and in just 2 weeks since the start of the blue ticket system, there has been at least 4 instances of scam artists posing as police officers trying to collect payments for claimed infractions. The first of these occurred on April 4th when a biking high school student in the town of Kure, Hiroshima Prefecture, was flagged down by a man who said he'd failed to use proper hand signals when making a turn, and then collected 2,000 yen from the teen as supposed payment of his fine. 3 other incidents took place on consecutive days from April 12th to the 14th. On the 12th, a bicycling 43-year-old man in Oyama Tochigi Prefecture was told to stop by the man in a passenger seat of a car that approached him, saying that he'd run a red light and now would like to Now he would have to pay a $15,000 yen fine. Yikes. The cyclist begrudgingly handed over the money, but when he came upon a police car 10 minutes later, he stopped to tell the officer he didn't think it was fair and he had to pay for an honest mistake. He was told he got scammed. A two-conman team was also involved in an attempt in Muroran, Hokkaido Prefecture on the morning of April 13th when they stopped a junior high school student who was bicycling to school at the time, perhaps hoping that fear of being late for class would pressure him to speedily hand over the 5,000 yen they said he had to pay for failing to use hand signals. However, the savvy kid realized that something fishy was going on, and when he asked to see the man's badge, they ran off. Always ask to see your badge. For various reasons, that's something we do that here in the States. Yeah. Things didn't go as well for a high school student in Kagoshima City, Kagoshima Prefecture on the night of the 14th, though. While he was on his bike, a car with two men inside pulled up next to him, saying, "Stop, we're the police," and telling him he had to pay 6,000 yen for failing to use hand signals. The scammers applied extra pressure to get him to pay up, and they're saying that if he tried to pay via bank transfer, he had to pay interest accrued on the fine during the payment processing time. Jeez. So you end up handing over cash. Wow. The distances between Hiroshima and Tochigi, Hokkaido, and Kagoshima suggest that separate fraudsters were involved in the different incidents and that criminals in other parts of Japan might be trying out similar tactics. All right. There are a few common elements to the incidents which serve as things to be on the lookout for to protect yourself from falling victim to these schemes. First and most importantly, the actual police will never ask you to pay a blue ticket fine on the spot. Following the scams, multiple police departments have put out reminder statements that on-the-spot payment isn't allowed and you're supposed to pay either at the post office or the bank. Secondly, in none of these incidents were the scammers wearing police uniforms or riding in official patrol cars. While Japan does have plainclothes detectives and unmarked police vehicles, they aren't normally used for traffic duty. It is highly unlikely that any jurisdiction would approve of any undercover tactics for enforcing these new bicycling rules, and failure to produce a badge after claiming to have the authority to issue fines is another certain sign that you're dealing with a scammer. Technically, these are required under new regulations. Cyclists are supposed to indicate turns and stops, and with the fine of 5,000 yen for failing to comply. However, with one of the criteria for the issuance of blue tickets being that the behavior is unsafe, hand signals are in a gray area that they require taking a hand off of the handlebars, so strict compliance could be considered a safety hazard for the rider. It's perhaps for that reason that the hand signal requirement is less emphasized in public awareness campaigns and posters than many of the other new rules. Not using hand signals seems like one of the technical infractions that police officers are most likely to let slide, and the comparative lack of pressure to comply by the rule might also make it an attractive excuse for scam artists to demand payment. So remember, if they're not wearing a uniform, ask for a badge. Anywho, Mako-chan,
Yes.
which one are you
Uh,
grabbing?
s- hmm?
You grabbing the last one, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So on March 28th, Tokyo's large-scale commercial complex, Takanawa Gateway City, had its grand opening in Minato Ward. Directly connected to JR Takanawa Gateway Station, a new stop opened in 2020 on the Yamano Loop Line. This mixed-use complex includes not only shops, but a hotel, offices, and exhibition halls. Though it's barely been open for 2 weeks, it hasn't been smooth sailing for the complex. It was reported on April 10th that at least 2 people have sustained injuries on the grand staircase. It's located between the north and south wings of Link Pillar 1, about a 1-minute walk from the Gateway Station ticket gates. This is one of the major thoroughfares leading from the station towards Takanawa. So, why have people been falling on the stairs? Well, when you look at it from above,
Oof.
yeah. Unfortunately, the grands in the grand stairs are multi-purpose in the sense that the sides are designed to be used as a regular staircase, while the large central portion functions as a set of multi-tier benches.
Now I'm gonna stop you right here because I have something to say, and Bond 006 will understand where I'm coming from as he's hearing you tell this story. Broadway Junction. That's it. That's all I gotta say. He will understand what I'm talking about. Please continue.
Yeah, so basically, the complex is it's a rather complex structure where the stairs and benches are intertwined. And while that's great when you're seeing it from the bottom, so you can see that that central area is benches and seating area, from the top, it does not look that way. So while the space between the benches is anywhere between 2 and 3 stairs deep, from the top, it looks like it is an extended step. So that it comes out, you would have one step down to again another long extended step.
Hmm?
Um, and unfortunately, because of that, people ended up falling down where the benches are. One is because it's not marked. There's no signage that says what that central area was supposed to be. There's nothing marking it showing that there are actually, 2 to 3 steps in between each one of those coming down, that it is a different height. Um, so you would be easily thought as you're coming down from that area, especially since it is a large central area in what looks like a grand staircase. Um, but yeah, so the tripping hazard is the issue here. Um, so there were a number of complaints from visitors, from the railway company itself, which manages the complex, and they have acknowledged the potential dangers of the staircase and installed posts and chain barriers to cordon off the areas. These barriers now enclose the entire middle section so that it can't be entered at all, while also lining the stairway section to direct foot traffic down the proper channels.
Mm.
Um, so some people didn't even know anything about the injuries, questioning basically, oh, I guess that's why the barriers were put up. And then a father with his kids who said the benches are quite high, so you can't take your eyes off of the kids, for fear that they could start climbing up and get hurt. But yeah, it can't be used as is, even though it is, as they're saying, a beautiful and stylish design. But it's easy to see where the injuries are coming from and what the problem is. And that maybe, putting up a couple of signs that say, hey, the middle section is benches, not stairs, might clear up and cause this issue to go away.
Well, here's to hoping. And let me take a look at this real quick. Minato Award. I think I'm going to be in that area in November. I'm going to Google Map this real quick. Search maps Looks like I might be. I'm gonna hold this open. I'm gonna cross-reference Wanderlog after the show and just see where this falls into where everything is. So, all right. So I think that is it. I think we're actually done, which means Mako-chan can go to bed early. I can get things done early and just kind of move right along and so forth. So, all right. Tonight was a good show. Definitely a good show. And play. All right. Now it's not doing it. All right. Let's try that. Let's try that again. All right. If you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. What we like and don't like, we're telling you straight up. So we're being real. If you have any questions about the show, please drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. Please check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you'll find not just our weekly podcast, you will find convention reviews, anime reviews, cosplayer interviews, cosplay tips and tricks, editorials, and you'll see links to our YouTube and Facebook page of cosplay and convention coverage. All of that at animejamsession.com. So please check it out and show us a little love there. What else do we have? Our podcast. Our podcast is available where podcasts can be found. So if you are listening to us from YouTube or somewhere else and it's not in the podcast app that you use, please reach out and I'll make sure to get us on there. But most people I know use Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. So definitely. And let's see, what else do we have here? Our social media. YouTube, Anime Jam Session on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Blue Sky. And to all of our fans and friends and family that support us on those, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Let's see what else. Our tip jar. If you are feeling generous, you can click on the links down below while we're streaming live to donate directly to our Stream Elements, Streamlabs, and our Ko-Fi. Or if you want, you can cheer us on with bits in the channel. Or you can sub to the channel and give out gift subs. Every little bit helps, keeps things going. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Mako-chan.
I am hoping that the rain holds out, because I'm going to Bacon Fest.
My last words is, how did I go from just wearing my Vogue shirt to 3 costumes to set to Castle Point? How did that happen? Anywho, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Ari will be here. There'll be a slight programming note. May 12th, Barry will not be here, but they will be joining us on either the May 5th or May 19th show. So that'll be some fun times galore. So that's it. End of list. We are going to get up on out of here because it is that time. So I'm Ranma.
And I am Mako-chan.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. Awesome. We're getting out of here. See you next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!